Hello, everyone, and welcome again. Thank you for joining in. Uh, Today, we'll walk through the manipulation of the data, the transformations that we had to do. I'd just like to ask people that were you guys able to install SQL Server Power BI? And also, were you able to, get the file and, try and enter upload the data on the Power BI and, move forward through it? Or what was it like? Any challenges that you faced or anything that you want to share?
So yeah, from my side, I just created an account and I'm able to log into that app.powerbi.com. So that's the only success what I got so far. Uh, do we need to download Power BI Desktop and SQL Server apart from the Power BI services?
Of course, you need to do that because there are certain features which are not available on Power BI services. Yeah,
Okay, okay. I think I'll do it later tonight or tomorrow morning. So these two things I'll take.
yeah, sure. No worries. Anyone else? Anything? We did share the sheet, right?
Spreadsheet, yes, I think it was there. Financial spread.
If you do not have the corporate ID, Disha, it's really okay, and you do not need to, work on it. That's fine. Yeah, because right now we are not focusing on Power BI app, the service. Firstly, we will go through the desktop. What are its features there, and how to, implement the features available, okay, into our dashboard. And then you can go ahead and, register on Power BI app, which I mentioned like yesterday. But yeah, even if you do not have, that's fine. You just can, whenever you will have access to it, you can, watch the videos, or at least know how it looks, how it feels, and what all you can do in that. So we will be going through it, so you can learn on that, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
just a request for everyone. I mean, it's like if you can just paste the link back, for the downloads, that would be really good. If someone could paste the
I
links to
think
both
it's I think it's on the group, right? Vishal has shared the YouTube links, how to download and install. Yeah,
Oh,
and there is a mail also that's sent.
okay, I'll check that then.
Yeah, okay. Okay, cool then. Let me share my screen and we'll get into it. Okay. So, yeah, you guys can see my screen.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So, yesterday we uploaded a file. We uh, got the data from an Excel file, which was this. Okay. And we did upload it on our Power BI desktop. Okay. Which came up here into the data. And now we are today going to see the manipulation of the data. Okay. Mhm. So this is Power Query. Just give me a second. So yeah. So this is Power BI Query Editor. Okay. And there are a lot of options here. If you see here, firstly, you can remove columns, unwanted columns. If you have any, you can remove them. Okay. You can keep number of rows. Okay. You can remove number of rows from here. Okay. So whatever rows you do not want to have, it will delete that. That's one. There is a option called as split column. Okay. Split column means if there is one column which has multiple values, then I can split it into many columns. Okay. So that's there. Like this particular date column. Okay. Just give me a second. Let me just. Okay. So like this date particular column is, split into month number, month name, year, date, and so on. So I can further split it. Okay. So here only month number, month name, and year is given. I can get the date part as well. I can split this column. Okay. So
So why
that's
do we do that? Why do we do that?
that would be some requirement that is required, which is why we would do that. So these are options that what all you can do in Power Query Editor. Okay.
Yeah,
So
you might have
data
you might have
transformation would be requested, right? It would be required to change the data into a certain format. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
So,
Go ahead,
so you
one
just
by one.
so you just clicked on date and then did a split column, so it got splitted into 3 columns.
Right now, this data is present into Excel. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but if I click on date column and then I click on this, okay. So it will see there are options here by how I want to split the column. By delimiter, by number of characters, by position, lowercase, uppercase, okay. Digit to non-digit, non-digit,
Oh.
non-digit to digit, and so on. Okay. So there are options available. Okay. So many options. I'm just going through it. We will go through it again one by one. We'll check how it actually functions as well. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. So there is this group by as well. Okay. If you want to group similar rows, like for example, you want to group by segment or country or product. So that is where you'll be using group by. Okay. Then this is data type date. Okay. So this is data type you can change here. Okay. Whatever is the data type. So you see this small ABC thing is written here, right? So this is the data type. You can change the data type from here. So sometimes what happens is the dates are not captured correctly. Okay. So this is a proper Excel, which is why everything is everything is proper here. Everything is numbered, and it is assigned a proper data type. Okay. But ideally it is in the real time situation, this kind of proper file is very rarely available because the files come from the users. The users do not uh, keep a track. Okay. That, oh, I have ordered I have sorry, I have written country name, but then in country name column they might write numbers as well. Okay. It is possible. while doing the data entry. Okay, so the file that you get, it is not necessary that it is in proper format. So if it is not in proper format, then you'll have to clean the data. Okay, so this is called transformation of data or cleansing of data. Okay, and this is, I mean, it would be requested by your user that, okay, I want this data format. So you will have to like you will have to make sure that if at all, see, suppose I say that the user only wants to see aggregated data. They do not care about this granularity of the data. If I say that, then I will have to I can create the transformation that the data is aggregated in this table itself. Okay, I do not need to go on Power BI visualizations and then create aggregated data and then put it on the visuals. This is a very small data set, so it might be difficult to comprehend what I'm saying right now. But there are like data sets wherein you have hundreds of columns. Okay, and the column data type is not in correct format. Specifically when you have APIs, REST APIs, when you are getting the data from APIs, different other data sources like Databricks or something, and because the data is not well formatted, so it kind of does not give out the data types. Plus it is having so many columns that it requires data cleansing. Okay, that we need to restrict the data, we need to remove the data, or we need to change the data. So which is why transformation, and this is the part where we do the transformation. And this is only one table right now. What if we have like like hundreds of tables like that? Imagine on that scale, if you have to do things, would you be doing it one by one? Would you be like, okay, not having a split column, you know or would you be okay not having to remove duplicates? What if you want to merge more than two tables? Merging is no less than union. Okay, union, sorry, not union, it joins. It's basically uh merging is you can merge two or more queries and have a join on that, basically. And you can so this are all joins available. Okay, and you can join the queries here itself. Okay, and yeah, just a second. Okay, so this is why we do transformation. And there are so many transformations that you would want to add a new column. You would want to transpose the data. Transpose the data meaning you want to put rows into columns and columns into rows. There is a possibility to do that. Transpose, then pivot, then you will have to replace some values. You will have to use unpivot sometimes. You want to move columns. Okay, convert the columns into different list or something. So there is so many transformations that we can do. Okay, then and each transformation has its own value. Okay, so it's not like it's just given like that. Okay, so yeah, right. And depending on your data and depending on your requirement, what you can do with the data, what you will do with the data. Okay. So first of all, you have to understand that what is the purpose of creating this. Okay. So if you have this financial sample, okay, this is the sample. Okay. So what does this data tell you? That you have to understand first. Because what if, tomorrow morning I give you this sheet and I tell you, okay, I want some reports on this. What kind of reporting would you like to do? Because the users, they do not know how Power BI performs or what are the features into Power BI. So they will usually give you the sheet and they'll be like, oh, I would like to create a report out of this, and they would be like that only. Okay, they do not know what to create, why to create, and so on. Okay, guys, please mute yourselves. Yeah. So yeah, so they do not know how Power BI functions. So what are you going to do here? What are you going to identify here? What if this dollar sign is not mentioned everywhere? Would you be knowing that this is the this particular columns are currency columns? Would you be able to identify that? And if this are all currency columns, then what is the profit here? Okay, and how to derive the profit? The profit is already derived here, but what if you like want to know that what is the exact profit here? Okay, and how it works? So what would you be doing? What is the formula that you would be applying here? What all different countries are there, and how do we differentiate what is the profit for each country and with each product? Okay, what are the segments that this particular data is working on? Oh, how each segment functions? Okay, and what is the profit for each segment as well? What are the dates when this particular product was a very high, and where are the dates where this product was very low? So these are all certain small things that you should be able to think that okay, I can create this things at the base. Okay, because user will have their requirements in their head. They would might not be able to put it onto paper. So you have to show them first that okay, this is what I can do. Will you tell me now, according to this, what else is for like I am supposed to do in with the data? What else is there that you would like to see in this data? Okay, so that's more important. So these are all certain questions that you should be asking yourself and to the user. Okay, that what is possible with this data, what all things I can do. Okay, so now you saw that this particular file contains this currency columns, right? Here to here, right? These are all currency columns. But do I see currency here? No. Okay. What will happen if I don't see currency here? This will be treated as a normal column. Okay. So if you want the currency, then you change the data type. Okay. So there is a type conversion that already has taken place, because whenever you load the data, Power BI tries to identify all the data types, and it assigns the data types accordingly. Okay, so most of the time it assigns the correct data types. Okay, so now when I convert the data, okay, so it will ask me that okay, I am converting the data again. So would you like to change the existing conversion? So I'm saying yes, I would like to change it. Okay, so it automatically identified it as a currency. Now whenever I create a visual, I do not have to worry about the currency conversion. Okay, I will be like, okay, this is already there. Okay, so this is what this helps with. Okay, and also there is option to you can add a prefix if I want to add a dollar sign to this. Okay, I can just add it as a prefix and see. This got added as a prefix. Okay. But then it got converted into ABC. Why? Because this is a character. Okay. But here it does not convert it. Why? Because I am saying this is a fixed decimal number type and it is of a currency type. Okay. So currency type value, you can you can put you can define the currency as well. So the currency defined is using locale, I think so. So you can change what kind of locale you want to use. So sometimes if you want to change the collation, so locale is related to collation. Collation is a concept which says that, okay, this particular column would be in different country standard. Okay, so date, like date, okay, date column is present. So date, this is like normal English. But if you want to follow the date which is used in Germany, then you can use this, okay, to change the local and then follow the date. Okay. Okay. So now let's just change all the currency columns first. Okay. So where did it go? Firstly, I'll remove this. And then we'll go to change data type, save price. Yeah. Okay. This is also fixed decimal. Okay. Then here as well, fixed decimal. So there is an option. And so this data types are already changed. And I have not changed it. It is changed by the Power BI internal setup. Okay. But the thing is that I have an option, since it is giving out an option that it change it in the current step itself. Okay. Replace it in a current step, or we can add it as a new step. So when you add it as a new step, what happens is it appears here, applied steps, into applied step. And then whenever you do not want that particular step, you can remove it. Okay. So that is what is the advantage of adding new steps. But I am doing a change which I know I require, and I will not be changing it in future. Okay, because this is like currency column, and I'd like to be having it as currency column. Okay, so
What is
that,
what
yeah,
is a step?
step is anything that you change or any transformation that you do, it appears as a step in here in applied steps.
Okay.
Yeah.
And like, what's the purpose? Is it just a change tracker, or do we use it for something like?
Yeah, it's kind of a change track. Okay, so I've changed all the columns to show the currency. Okay, then now there is this date column. Okay, the month and year is already there. Okay, so let's do transformation. Okay, I want some input from you guys. You guys tell me what kind of transformations would you do on this data if it were you? Sure. So if you have date, okay, and then you just do a right click, redo a change type using locale. Okay, so this is written English India right now here. You can change it to I don't know, I'd like to change it to German, Switzerland. Okay, and this is not a text, it's a date. So I just see this is the sample, which date it would change it to. Okay, and which date I would like to change it to. So this is how it looks when you change it with locale. Okay, so now if I change it, it will pick up one of these dates. Okay, and I can specify which date it would, like to pick up after, doing an okay. But it will then disrupt the data because right now we do not need this locale. Okay, because I really don't know how to read German. So I would not change it, but this is an example how you can change it. Okay, so if your client does not understand certain date or certain data, then you can use this. What you can also do is instead of changing it on the same column, if I were you, I would duplicate the column. Okay, so I have now done the date copy. Okay, so now firstly, I'd like to change the locale of this column. Okay. Yeah. So here you will be saying that this is a date. Okay. And now I want to say that this is not in English and it would be an Irish date. Okay. And then I'm saying okay. Okay. And then now I want to change the date format.
Can you change it? Yeah, the way I think somebody requested there, change it from DDMM to MMDDYYY, right? Which is usually the US date format.
Yeah, that is also possible. So change date and then you do it a date format and then you are doing okay. Transform, start, text. You will be able to change it from, just give me a minute. Anything, 5, 6.
So from the local, if you select US, will it not change it?
No, this format change option is there. Okay, just give me a minute because there is just different option that where you can change the format from, and this is not the format that we are looking at. Yeah, I hope it does this. No, this is not this format.
I think we can check on date and time functions.
Just a second.
So what happens if you select country as US over here?
So it will still see, I have selected Ireland as the company, right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
but then it does not change the format. So I'm just trying to replace the this format. Okay, so it is like there is an option wherein I can select the format. Okay, like we do it in Excel. There is an option when you want to format the column. So that is what I'm trying to do here. Okay. Mm, mm, mm. Data type, date, time, time. So it's still showing as India date format because it's doing plus 530. I'm not sure if Ireland is also plus 530, but it's definitely not. Mm, mm, mm. Same English. Yes.
On the top, we are having something like date, data type, date, time zone. Is it being
Yeah,
helpful?
right. No, this is not where you change it from. Okay.
Okay.
So also you need to remember that this particular formattings, sometimes it keeps on changing. So you need to remember that as well. But this is not somewhere you would change the date from because this is, a fixed change. Okay. And I'm trying to get the change something as the month name should look into the local format of that particular country and not this particular country. Okay, so right now I'm in India, so it's just showing India time. That's plus 530, even if I change the local time. Okay, so it just shows the local time, still it is showing the local time. And it's not applying the changes. I'm not sure why it is not doing that.
Yeah. Hey, can we park this aside and come back to it maybe tomorrow and move on to the next item?
Yep, sure. We can do that. Is that okay with everyone?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
then I'll just remove this change types because I do not need this. Okay, so this is one thing that you can do. Then we have already converted the column to currency. Then what else will we
One,
explore? We will just
one,
check.
one more transformation over here. Can we calculate the profit between two dates over here, like between, say,
So that is not a transformation. That I would say it would be a visual.
okay,
Okay, that what was the profit on this particular date and what is the profit on this particular date. So date wise profit is something that you can do it on visualization because the
okay,
profit column already exists, but you can also have a column which will calculate your profit or revenue or any other things that you would like to have. So if you have any formulas, we can create calculated columns here. Okay, we can add a new column. Okay, from custom column. Okay, and then we can put in the formula here. So it is possible to have a DAX formula, or it is possible to have a normal mathematical formulas. Okay, so something like, if I want to say that, what is the sale price and then gross sales plus sales and then discounts here. So I just say profit minus discounts. Okay. And I'm just creating a random formula. So correct me if you have something. Okay. So I'll just create this column, profit minus discounts. Okay. Yeah. So this is what I get here. Because this is my profit column and this is the discount column. It is 0. So which is why it is not getting any value here. But I can do is what? Sale price. Sale
Okay.
price per, this is sale price per product. Okay, so unit sold into sale price would be your gross sale. Okay, so maybe I'll just put that unit sold and sale price instead of doing this. So whenever you want to change something, there is this small little icon settings, type into the steps. Okay, you go back here and then remove this. And then I'll have sale price into units sold. Total sales. Okay, so you can have any kind of complex formula here. And yeah, so this now I have created. Now it does not have a data type correctly. So I just change it to fixed decimal value. Okay, and then it changes. Okay, so this is done. Now I would tell you conditional column. If the value is this, if the value is A, then show B. If the value is C, then show D, something like that. Okay. So if else is a conditional column, so you can create a conditional column as well. Okay. So let's say if I have a column segment. Okay. And if it equals to the value government, then the output should be GOVT. Okay. And you can keep on adding the clauses. Okay. If you like to. Okay. That you want to change something else. And you can add a else condition as well. Otherwise, what happens? So any other value into else condition. If the value is not present, then what to do? Okay. So, but then I have just said that, okay, no, this is the only thing that I want. Okay. And then segment new. Okay.
You missed the N in the value before you click OK.
Uh,
For the value in the government, the spelling.
oh, government. Okay, sorry. Yeah. Thanks for that. So here we will do okay. And then yes. But now see, I have not provided any else value. So which is why everything else is null. Okay, so what I will say is this will give me segment column. I don't want anything in else condition, not null. Let's see what happens. Would it give out blank? Yes, still giving out blank. I'll say null and then I'll have to, I think so, do if else for all these conditions. What is it? Enterprise with markets, business channel partners. But I don't want to do that.
I think else you can give any value, right? Else,
But then
non,
it does not accept a column, so
no,
which
no,
is
like
why I have to add it this way.
no. If you give else non-government, what will it take? Like just say like non-government.
It will give out that particular value because this is a text column. Okay, so it will change only that thing which is present into if condition. If it is not present, then it will replace it with this value. So which is why we'll have to give out um all the columns if we want. Okay. So something like this. Okay. And then you can merge the columns as well, or you can replace the values. Okay. So replacing the values would be more better instead of doing if else, because if else would require a lot of manipulation for the column if we have to do it like this way. Okay. But if I want to say replace values, okay, value to find government and then GOVT. There are advanced options, match entire cell contents and replace using special characters. Okay, so if we want to use some special characters, we can do it here. Okay, but I do not want to do right now. And match entire cell contents. Yes, I want to match entire cell content. So if there is a space, it will still not replace because my word does not have a space. Okay. So if there is a space like this, it will try to find a space as well. Whatever is the value to find, it will match it entirely. Okay, with the space as well. So when you have white spaces, you can choose to do this. Okay, right? Okay, so this is about columns. Okay, now we go to the topic of data source settings. Okay, so
Yeah,
data source settings.
one question on the columns. Can we do a count of the say like count of countries? Like okay, how many countries are Canada? How many is France? Is there a way to do that?
Yeah, I'm coming to that. Just give me a minute. Okay. So there is this thing, data source setting. Okay. So this you can change if at all, suppose this is useful in where, SQL server is being used or any kind of relation database data sources being used. So what happens is in relational data sources, if your password has expired or if your service account has changed, and so on. So you can go ahead and change it from here, okay, using this edit, like change source settings, okay, and yeah. So you can use it like change source, and also if you have replaced, you have the file, okay. So if this is the file that is placed in this particular folder, but now it has changed. The file path has changed. So you will replace this file path. Okay. So that is what you will do here. And also there are some advanced settings. Okay. That what file parts if you want to add. So this is when you have an FTP file path, or when you have a remote file path. Okay, a shared file connection. So you can add different things into it. Okay, and you can change how the file opens up. But now, right now we have an Excel book, so we will, be opening it with Excel workbook. Okay, but if you have some other file type, okay, and you want to open it, okay, so what kind of data, like what kind of source it should use to open this file and access this file. So these are the types of files that are available to read. Okay, so it can read and access database. Access database is nothing but a type of Excel file. Okay, and then CSV file is again a type of Excel file, Excel workbook, JSON file, text file, HTML pages, XML table. Okay, so these are all certain things that you can do it. Okay, and you can change it. Okay, so export PBIDS data source is basically it exports the data source as a semantic model into Power BI format. So if you remember, I showed you this. Yeah, so there is this report and there is this semantic model. So now what happens is if I want to export this particular data as a semantic model, so I can use this export PBIDS, okay, and extract this data as a semantic model, and I can upload it directly onto the Power BI. I do not need a dashboard as well. Okay, if I just want to use this as a data source into my Power BI app. Okay, so that is where this is useful for. Okay, then there is edit permissions. Edit permissions, you can just lock this particular thing. You can just make it private and organizational or public so that no one else can access. So here the privacy level is none, but usually it is organizational everywhere. Okay, whenever you are into an organization, it is organizational so that you only people into your organization can access to this particular data or can work on this, otherwise they cannot. Okay, so organizational, how it will identify, it will be identifying it according to the this thing, I mean like the email IDs. Okay, so the AD groups email IDs, they would be having something at the rate organization name, right? So that is where it identifies that only organization should have permissions. Then there are different other permissions here, that what all the data sources are there and what permissions it has, and then if we need to provide any extra permissions or what. So this is what it does. But this global permission, this is my SQL Server, which I had already accessed. So as many data sources you keep on accessing on this particular machine with this particular Power BI desktop, it will keep on adding it. So it will show what all previous data sources you have accessed. Okay, so that's there. Okay, then there is this thing called as advanced editor. Okay, so this is Power M language. Okay, and it looks little messy, I would say, but yeah, it is possible to read this and change it here as well. So these are all the steps. If you see this hash, okay, so these are all steps, and yeah, and let means we start the data sources. Okay, this particular value. So this shows the final step, replaced value. If you see here, replaced value is the final step here, and this is the final data. Okay, so let source of the workbook. So whenever you are not able to change any step from here, you can change it from here. Okay, anything you want to change. So add custom column. Okay, change data type. Okay, then add new column. Okay, added a conditional column. So, and then finally you would end it at a new step. Always end it in new step, because it will put up with the sequence that you have already added. Okay, it will go through the sequence itself. Okay, but if instead of replace value, I say added the conditional column only, then this replaced value step will not come in. Okay, and it will not show up. Although it might be there, but then it might not show up here, or it will remove it from here as well. Okay, so that is what will happen if you do it not do it correctly that way. Okay, so that's there. You can work around from here as well. This is a single step that is showing up how to replace value. We can add DAX functions in here as well. Okay, and we can work around with that DAX functions. Okay, yeah, adding new column, adding DAX functions into it, and so on. Okay, then the one more thing that you can do it from here is enter the data. So you can create your own columns, you can create your own data and have it here. Okay, so this is mainly used when you want to have when you want to implement row level security. So what happens is row level. What do you want me to repeat, Suraj? We do not need total at the bottom of the column because this is source data. We will have total at the bottom of the column when we create visuals. Does that answer the question, Manikamya?
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you.
Okay. And what do you want me to repeat again, Suraj? So row level security is basically when you want to define that who can access this report and what kind of access do they have, on what basis, on what column basis, and so on. Okay, so like if there is a data which I can say country wise. Okay, I want to implement row level security based on country wise. This country should have access to only these people, this country should have access to only these people, and so on. Okay, so I have created AD groups. I hope you guys understand what is AD group. Okay, so which is why I'm just saying we'll revisit this topic when we do row level security. So if at all you are not understanding, just hear me out. Okay, so like we have created AD groups with respect to country regions. Okay, and we are like having this AD groups. Okay, but now I want to implement row level security here. So I'll just say roles. Okay, and then country. Okay, so I'll say role say USA, United States. Okay, then what country do I have? Canada. Okay, France. Okay, so I have created this particular roles, and then I said others. Okay, and others I've left the country blank. Okay, so now when I create this kind of table, okay, then what happens is I just click on OK. What just happened? Yeah, so the new table has been created. Okay, I have to rename the table. So I'll just do the rename. Okay, so I've created this table as rows. Okay, but now what I can do is I can allow this role USA to only people who are in United States. So there will be a AD group which I can attach this role to, and that would be done on the other screen, not on this screen. So this screen is only for defining what roles you want to have. Okay. So just remember that, And mainly we do not enter the data by our own. We try to bring in the data because there might be huge loads of data that we want to, showcase and we want to work with. So we usually try and do is that we bring in the data from various different data sources and then work on it. Okay. Then after that, we can add the data sources as well. A new data. So new data source, okay, what kind of data source we want. So there are so many types of data source, okay. Text file, XML, JSON, CSV, then SharePoint folder, any folders if we want. Then there are so many different relation databases, IBM, Sybase, Teradata, SAP, and so on. So you can work on this and you can check what kind of data you want to have. Okay, we can call in APIs, we can call in third-party APIs. Okay, you can use Databricks, you can use Zenodo. There are many things that you can bring it into Power BI and work on it. Okay, and you can have your own query as well. Okay, then we come down to parameters. Parameters is basically when you want to have a global value to your report. So, and you want to pass that particular value when you access that report in, say, embedded report format. Okay, so this is when you use parameters. In the dashboard, it will not make a difference if you use the parameter. I mean, it will, but you already have slicers. So understand the difference between slicers and parameters. Parameters is used when you want to pass a value which will change the data on the runtime basis. Okay. And when you say runtime basis, it is usually when the report is embedded in your website. Because when the report is embedded in your website, you are accessing the URL, and with that URL, you will be having a certain parameters that you need to pass. Okay, so not sure if you have seen the URLs, but okay. So this is my report. Okay. Almost up. Just give me 5 minutes. I'll just wrap up this topic. So now I just do embed report. Okay. So I want to do it in website or portal. So this is the this thing URL. Okay. So I just copy it. Okay. Control V. Okay. So this is the report URL. So what I was trying to say is when you have a parameter, you can add it, append it here. Okay. You can write something like ampersand filter or parameter. Okay. And then, you can provide the value of that parameter and the name of that parameter and the value. Okay. So that is what it is used for. This particular report URL shows that the report ID. Okay. So this is your report ID. Okay. So there is no, this is auto authentication on. So there is no worries about it. And the CTID would be your workspace ID. Ideally, no, not workspace ID, but it is some random different ID generated. Okay. But you have to remember the part of report ID. That's important. And what kind of authentication it passes. And if any parameters or filters are to be passed, so then what we want to achieve from that. Okay. Cool. Guys. Sorted?
Bhavika, one thing, please. Sorry. When you insert the parameters here, where exactly it is going to be displayed?
So when you no, it is not going to display on the front end. There won't
Okay.
be any front end that it would display on. So this is a backend parameter. So you can have a parameter which defines your data source as well. Okay, suppose your password keeps on changing and you want to define that as a parameter so that you can use it in the value. You have all the data, you have so much of data, and you want to restrict the data for by year. Okay, so you'll create a parameter called as year or say country name, and then you will restrict that. Okay, so this parameter is not displayed anywhere on the screen. Like this is the published report, right? So it will
Yeah.
not be displayed anywhere here. But when
Okay.
you are embedding the report, when you want to embed the report, at that particular time, this parameter is available. Okay, at that particular time, you can set the value of the parameter. So this is what it is used mainly when you embed the report, not in general dashboards. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, got it. And also earlier you have created a roles table, right? And you have
Yeah.
inserted the data there.
Yes.
So
Yes.
how exactly you are going to use that one?
This we will use it in row level security. So yeah, so once you have done with the changes, okay. So there are many other changes that we need to go through, but we'll come back again. So
Okay.
we'll just do a close and apply here. Close and apply means whatever changes we have done, until and unless you do that, it will not apply all the changes. So close and
Okay, got it.
apply is a step that you need to do. Okay, and then only the data will be reflected. So now see, this is it is loading the data. Okay, let it load through.
Bhavika, will you repeat this parameter again tomorrow? Because I didn't understand it properly.
Sure, I'll do that.
Thank you.
Okay, so it takes a while to load the data, and yeah, once you have loaded the data, okay, and then you come back to the manage roles. Here you can, like create different roles, or else you can use this table as your role table. Okay. So this is the value by which we can create the roles. Okay. So roles report. Okay, and then you save this role, and this role will again, be attached to other AD group. So the role is basically we defined first. Okay, we define this value first here in the table. Okay, and then we are, providing it as a role. And then, so this is like you can create it from here as well. Okay, and you can, work around this as well. So there are two ways to do row level security. Okay, one is through table and one is through manage roles for, use the security features. Okay. And apart from this, if you do not are not comfortable using this, then you have the option of sharing. Okay, so share to the people whom you know and so on. Okay, yeah. But when you share to the people, and if you are defined roles, then they will be accessing only data which is, related to their role and not any other data. Okay, fair?
Yeah,
Do you also provide permissions and privileges with the roles? Or
Yeah, of course, we do need to provide permissions and privileges. So permissions and privileges is basically So when you share the report, okay, so you will share it with the people. But then if I have, defined a role for, say, manager, okay, according to your designation, I have defined a role and I've said that you will be able to access only this particular data. Then you will be accessing only that data. Okay, so you will not be able to see any other data. So roles and permissions works like that. It is not explicit, but yeah, it is done here through roles and managing roles here. Make sense?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. So I think so I'll stop here for today. Yeah. We will
Okay,
take
thank you,
up
Bhavika.
things tomorrow again. Yeah.
So,
Thank you
Bhavika,
so
thank you.
much. Thank you so much, Vishal.
Okay, just one thing I want to mention here to everyone. Okay, so the 2 days you all joined the session with Bhavika, working session, and one day we did the introduction. Next 2 days, I am taking session of you on SQL. Okay, and then after from the next week onwards, I will let you know all, right? That who I will send an email to all of you, whoever will know comfortable and want to join the session next, right? So we will make a separate group there, and we will go accordingly from the next week onwards. Okay, for next 2 days, tomorrow we have a same session, same time. Just Bhavika is not there. I am there for next 2 days for SQL. Okay, good, all of you. So we are meeting tomorrow, same time, and complete SQL, right? So you will get an idea that what we are doing in this batch, okay? And what Bhavika will do when the session start on the next week, right? So Bhavika will do that. She will let you know, and she will try to prepare you all how to understand, how to make your concepts. If any questions come in your mind, suppose you thought that you have to ask, you can note it down, send in a group, send her email, or send and put in the group. She will answer whenever she get time to answer it. So don't worry at all. Try your best. Me and Bhavika is here to help you a lot as much as you can. Okay. So thanks, Bhavika. So tomorrow, Bhavika, I will take the session. Okay. And then after 2 days, then we have to make a separate group only for the people who are interested. Okay. Good.
Yeah. Thank you so
Okay.
much, Vishal.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Thanks.
everyone, guys. Do you have any questions?
When we are trying, then probably we'll get Bhavika.
Yeah, sure. I hope
Yeah.
you have the sheets. And even if you do not have the sheets, don't worry. You can, have your own set of data and work on it and try it out and see how it feels. And yeah, we'll see you in the class. Yeah. So Sneha, notes is basically what I teach. So I'll be sending across the files, and it would be better that you guys practice with me so that you don't keep on forgetting, because Power BI is more about practicing and not about keeping things to recordings or notes. Okay, but I'll try to provide notes as much as possible. Yeah, we can do the parameter setting. We have not yet done the parameter, so we will complete it. Okay, we'll do it again. We have not yet completed it. Okay. Yeah. Cool then. Thank you so much, guys. Have a great day. Bye-bye.